Dr. Thomas
Kanzira.
Kanzira? Oh,
Kanzira.
Kanzira. And, well, how are you?
Doing good, I think. Depends.
So you became a national TV person of interest last year when you went on news. You were put on news and you were talking about COVID in Wuhan because that's where you were studying and that's where COVID broke out from. How was your experience?
Well, bring out some PTSD. Well, it was very traumatizing. It was crazy. Okay, the first day of the lockdown was January 23rd. I remember actually I was chilling with my friends. At like 2 a.m. they release the message about how they're going to close down at like 10 a.m. and we thought it was just a joke. So woke up in the morning and the whole city is in lockdown, total lockdown. So of course initially there was panic. Of course not like the American panic of stocking toilet paper and whatnot, but people wanted to get food and drugs from the shops and whatnot.
Alcohol?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, booze. So the first day really wasn't that crazy, but the second day, that's when everything was.
How did you feel? Did you feel like, okay, this country is safe, they have, their hospitals here, if anything happens, I'll be fine? Or did you feel like, I don't want to be here, I'd rather be at home?
Of course, initially, I trust the system. I lived there for 5 years. I trust the system. Their hospitals are very okay.
Are there beds?
Yeah, they are, of course.
That's key.
Yeah, they have the beds. But as time went on, of course, there's no country in the world that's ever ready for,
a pandemic.
Yeah, a pandemic. So it became, they were overwhelmed. That's why they had to construct, a hospital in like 1 week, 3 days, I don't know. Because the resources, the cases outweighed the resources, which was really crazy. So people were dropping dead on the streets, videos were going viral.
You were on Twitter, I remember, and you were complaining, and you were really a voice for Chinese in Ugandans in China, asking government for help. How did your journey go?
Well, actually, most of it wasn't even about me, because I was living in an apartment with my girlfriend, and at the time, so everything was okay, but other Ugandan students were really suffering because of the lockdown, they were locked in schools. They did not have food, they didn't have medical care. There is no way they could access anything that they needed. There is this one time someone called me, their young sister was having an asthma attack, and they didn't have an inhaler, they couldn't go to the hospital because the communities, all estates were in lockdown, like gates are closed, it's the middle of the night, yeah. So it's actual lockdown, not Ugandan type of lockdown.
Yes.
Yeah, it's actual lockdown. All the gated communities are locked. The only place you can go to is your rooftop, your basement, or maybe a playground if your estate has one. So it was really crazy. The small relief guys were getting was maybe 2 tomatoes, 2 onions,
From
2
the
carrots,
Chinese government.
yeah, 2 green pepper. So it was people were really suffering. All our colleagues that were with, you can see how it's very psychologically disturbing when every day the people that you're living with in on-campus residents, they are being evacuated or repatriated by their country.
And I could say even here in Uganda, staying in your room for 3 days straight because you're in lockdown. There's nowhere to go. There's maybe you have a gut, but
Nothing
you just
can do, yeah.
you watch movies for 3, and your mind is just like we are humans. We need social.
Yeah. In addition to watching videos going viral, because we have our own social media in China, WeChat.
Yes.
So you'll be seeing all these videos going viral of people dropping dead, hospitals full up, and guys, it would mentally,
And you also mentioned you were personally also going through a very
yeah. I was going through my own things, and it was just too much.
Basically, what happened after that? You go online.
Well, initially it was just asking for the government for, just to guide us through it, because.
And what happened?
For the first few months, it was really tug of war with the government. we actually, until the day that even they sent money for aid and whatnot, we had never received an actual communication from the embassy, from the mission in Beijing, the Ugandan mission in Beijing. So we didn't know what to do. We didn't know whether, because all the other countries, kept communicating with their people. They kept, like a small message would have
people
gone
were
far.
being flown, like Germans were being
exactly,
flown out of Uganda for when we went into lockdown, and
it even without repatriation, a small encouragement message would have gone very far. But we did not hear from the embassy. Neither the ambassador or his deputy were in the country.
So the money that came, was it enough to like compensate all the troubles you had been through, people had been through, and to see them through for some time? How was the money distributed?
They said $500.
They said what?
$500.
Wait, per person?
Yeah, per person.
Per person. They counted all the Ugandans.
But in total, they sent about $68,000. Although the Bank of Uganda released $680,000, so we still don't know if that mistake was corrected. But anyway.
Okay, so that $500, how much do you need would you have needed to be comfortable in China for a month?
Well, $500 is about 3,000 Chinese yuan. So this is a pandemic.
So was the money, was it okay?
It was fine. A month, it can take you a month,
but you were there for months.
Yeah, lockdown began on 23rd of January and ended on 6th of April.
Okay. So moving on, people don't like you on Twitter.
I don't expect them to.
Like why? Like people troll you. I guess you speak your mind. Maybe you say some things that maybe people disagree with. But what is it you say that piss people off?
Well, it's mostly because of all my tweets about Nope supporters and whatnot. I've really never been a fan of Nope. Although
NUP, National Union Party.
Bobby Wine's intentions are pure.
Yes.
Yeah, but
everyone is entitled to their own political beliefs.
Yeah, but apparently people don't feel like that when it comes to me. So,
are you pro movement?
No, I'm not at all.
So basically you criticize NUP and guys just
actually that's a problem with our politics. People, as long as you are against an opposition party, guys assume that
you support
the ruling party, which is totally not it. I really do not like this government at all. As someone who's a medical personnel in Uganda, there is no person in Uganda who's a medic that likes the government, because we see it all.
Yes, you're a doctor.
And it's really not entertaining at all.
And what's it like working? You work at a public hospital here in Uganda, right?
Yeah.
What's it like?
Honestly, it's draining.
When you decided to do medicine, did you think it would be like this? Did you know the road ahead would be rough? Or
of course, back then I had seen my fair share of what Uganda's medical sector looks like. But you get this kind of people telling you don't know what it will be like in 5 years.
Be optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what will happen. The government,
be a part of change.
Yeah, the government will change, and it's something I'm passionate about. I really like doing what I do. Like, it's something of my whole life I've dreamt of being a doctor,
Yes.
Saving lives, helping people, and I really love it. But being a doctor in Uganda is really draining. If you don't have an outlet, depression will kill you.
You also had COVID.
Yeah,
talk about that?
Yeah, I did get COVID, I think in late November of last year. Actually, the worst bit of it was I got COVID from work. I got it from the hospital.
How was your experience?
It was really bad because, first of all, getting a COVID test, it took me 2 days.
Was it free? Because you're like a medical personnel.
Yeah. I got it free, but it took me 2 days. The first day I went there, the swab material got done, so I had to come back the next day. And even after them taking my sample, my results came back after 5 days. I swear I had cured by the time my results came back.
I took a COVID test last year. So they told us your results will be ready 2 to 3 days. We call at the end of the second day. Are our results ready? Oh, you see, one lab machine is down, so there's only one government lab machine working, so you have to wait. We literally did not get those results back for like 5 days. And you're just sitting there waiting. You're isolating, you're trying to be careful. And it was actually just, it was at the end of it, I think about it now, and it was hilarious. You start feeling, when your body starts mimicking symptoms.
Anyway, like I said, the Ghana medical system.
Yeah.
I don't know what has saved us from COVID-19, because with our medical system, it should have done worse.
I keep saying God loves Uganda.
No, this can't be God. Something else. It's probably
Someone said it's
like
warranty.
like Bebe Cool said, we are sanitizing our throats. It's the only explanation, because really, I mean, the way our medical system is set up, we should be suffering more than this.
Which branch of medicine are you in, or are you interested in?
Right now, what they call a pre-intern. I'm waiting to sit for my Ugandan licensing exam later this year. Waiting for the licensing board to tell us when we shall sit. So it might be probably August, September. So after I get my Ugandan license, then I can do my internship. And then...
So you're still more or less... You finished med school, or you're still in med school?
I finished my...
Coursework?
Yeah, I finished the whole course, yeah, so
let me ask you about things I've heard about public hospitals in Uganda. Apparently, if you go see a doctor... I've even had these experiences from like relatives and friends. You go see a doctor to get like your cancer shot. You go in the office, you have to bribe the nurse to tell the doctor that you're there. But the bribing starts at the gates with the security guards to let you enter and park.
Okay, so...
Come in your wheelchair, you're not feeling well. Don't you scrapped up this money for...
No, what happens actually, it's... the whole system is rigged. So, the lines are long, right? It's only, for example, Mulango is the only national referral hospital.
I wish you could see public hospitals in Kenya, because they work. I don't know.
I know for a fact. I want to work in Kenya. So, like the referral, like the national referral.
If you work in a Kenyan hospital in Uganda, please, like, in Kenya, please, yeah,
I'm actually thinking of doing my internship there. But anyway, so what happens is the lines are really long, right? So from the gate man is going to convince you, give me 10K, I can get you ahead of the line.
Like actual, not even 2,000, 10K.
Yeah, and then the gate man is going to connect you to a nurse who's assisting the doctor in managing the patient lines. She's going to tell you, give me 10K, and I'm going to put your file as the next one. They will call your name. You get, and of course, I haven't seen it myself, like personally, because most of the people who work with have so many jobs. Minus Mulago, they have other private practices. Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen doctors actually siphoning money from patients.
No, I just heard it by the time you get to that.
Yeah, but like even if they did, or like what the nurses do, you really can't blame them. Have you seen the salary structure for Ugandan medics?
Do you know it offhand?
I think MOs, there's like 3 million. Actually, interns that actually run the hospitals get, I think, 700K. I don't know.
And you're going there every day.
And you're going every day.
Yes.
Yeah, working 36-hour shifts.
Yes.
For 700K.
And med school ain't cheap. You're in school for like 5+ years.
Yeah. So I really wouldn't. Of course, the people that go to national hospitals are really poor. So it's sad that you have to get money from them. But then again, everyone has to put food on the table. Yeah, someone can't expect you to have a normal life. You have transport, because even if you're being paid 3 million a month, let's say take home would be like 2.3, right? So divide that by like 4 weeks, you're making about like 560 a week. So how is that money going to get your lunch, your transport? Let's say you might have kids.
Pack lunch.
You have a family, you pay rent.
And do you have like benefits like health insurance?
No, we don't.
Transport.
Actually, for a fact.
Doctors, so you do like a 12-hour shift and you have to drive yourself home.
For a fact.
You could I watch a lot of.
Let me tell you a fact. A Ugandan doctor cannot afford the medical care that he actually gives out. That's the fact. Like in the private hospitals that we work in, we literally cannot afford the medical care that we are giving other people.
How do private hospitals pay?
The same salary.
I thought they're better than public. I don't know why I thought.
No, they pay the same salary structure as government. Of course, government sets the precedence.
Yes.
So yeah, because if everyone is exploiting medics,
business.
Yeah, guys are trying to make money, spend the least, and make the highest amount of profit. It's really sad being a medic in Uganda.
So I wanted to ask you, as a guy, you go out and whatnot, and of late, the last year, there's been an uproar with people talking about rapists and how we should rape apologists and how we should address these people, because the law system, the medical system, the police, there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. But us as people, because I know on Twitter you speak up a lot for women, and also about how we should calling out guys who sexually assault women. And
man, in a country like Uganda, again, the whole system is rigged. From the individuals to the police to because the moment a chick goes to report a case at the police, they're asking how she was wearing a short dress, why was she in a company of men at night, why was she walking alone at night, why did she drink a guy's alcohol if she didn't want to sleep with him? They're going to ask you all these stupid questions, and okay, when are you going to ask the guy why he raped me? You get it? And then individually, I think we are slowly getting there. The first step of everything is actually
there's a problem.
Yeah, we acknowledge that there's an actual issue. There's so much, so many people around us that have this, I don't know if they're mentally ill, but yes, we have these rapists, guys, sexual assaulting women. Yeah, we acknowledge that's an actual problem. It's there. We cannot hide from it. And then secondly is identify them.
That's the only way Ugandans listen. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
That's why I tell someone's like, why do you have to out people? You can just address this privately. Just tell guys, don't do this, don't do this. I'm like, do you know Ugandans?
Yes, so
Ugandans need to say this one for people to actually oh my gosh, him, oh my gosh, no.
Not even Ugandans, but generally you have to, because I saw recently, I think Nigeria is the only African country that has made a public sex offenders,
Oh, we need that here.
Yeah, so we out them, and then after outing them, then we deal with people who choose, based on the knowledge that you've been given, that so and so is a rapist or he has rapey tendencies. You still choose to associate with them, hang with them, entertain them. So now it's on you, because everyone's going to hold you accountable. You are promoting this behavior.
I thought it was very easy when this happened last year, when there was a list that went out. I thought things would change. Okay, you've seen your friend here. Some girls have spoken up or started talking to their friends about their experiences, because girls don't even talk to girls about this. It's a very shaming thing for girls. So we're getting into that space where we're talking more, and you'll have this. You'll see the list. You'll see your friend there. And you and your other mutual friends are like, this guy, okay, let's first do our research. You find out he's probably had more women, or the story is sort of true. The story is true. And your friends are still hanging out with this person. It's, I thought it was that ABC. The evidence is here. What else do you need? And it's very hurtful. I feel so bad for victims who chill with their friend groups, who still chill with the people who've assaulted them, knowing well and good what has happened. Because it's happening here right now.
For guys, I think guys, we have a misguided loyalty. It didn't make sense to me, but it's there. I mean, guys would rather stick to their friend than believe that he assaulted a chick or something like that. Maybe birds of a feather flock together. I don't know, or maybe guys, like someone's always saying, guys always seek validation from other men, and I don't know what it's up to, but personally, I'm not like that. I do not care how close we have been. The moment I find out the way
you're one of the few. I think you're one of.
We are done.
You're one of the only people I know who have spoken out. You know what I'm talking about? Because in groups, guys will be like, hey, this guy, hey, we don't talk to him, what? But you'll see them on the same table, or they keep quiet. But I have seen you speak out loud on Twitter about not tolerating this, not tolerating sexual offenders, and you know,
it's really the only
and
way.
it's you're like the only person. It's like a really
it's really the only way we shall have to deal with it, because
Yeah.
it can't keep happening.
And you know, I have this argument with guys who say, you know, he's my friend, I don't think he did it. I'm like, you guys are boys. You're not sexually attracted to each other. You do not know what goes on behind closed doors. And if one or more people are speaking, of course, maybe sometimes it's been a one-time thing, but in the case when 1, 2, 3, 4 people are talking.
You know, I once saw this tweet about someone was saying the only way heterosexual men would understand what women go through is if they were, you know, approached or hit on by a gay man, which is the truth. Which is the truth. Yeah, because maybe then they would understand how, you know, how persistent and how, you know, how men are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So when you see it firsthand, maybe you'll understand how crazy, like, what women are going through day in, day out. Because it's something women have to do. I mean, every day we have to tell women to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Which isn't right. We should be, the conversation should be diverted to men don't doing stupid things. But then again, clearly they are not listening. So you still have to keep reminding the girls, like, you know what, these assholes are out there. Please watch out. Whatever you're doing, like, be careful. It's sad that we have to talk about this.
It really is. But that's the only way we can effect change. Anyways, let me bring us to the close of this episode. Thomas and I are about to play a drinking game.
Okay, let's take a break.
Done.